I'm here with Sarah Naraghi, who is a 97 grad in the LER major, and she came here today because she is one of our judges in our bake-off contest. Um, Sarah, how long did you drive to come to this?
It was 2 hours.
2 hours. Why?
I am a baked good fan.
See, this is what's amazing about our alums. They just come. You know, we say, hey, we're having an event, and they're here. Well, thank you very much for coming out on a February day to...
Nice to support the department and our students and faculty.
There you go. Well, Sarah, you have an interesting job, and it's interesting for me to show our students and other alumni what an LER degree can do. So why don't you tell us what you've been doing since 97 and a little bit about your job.
LER students can actually do a lot with a degree. My current role is an associate relations specialist with Nationwide Insurance, and so I am responsible for conducting investigations into harassment, misconduct, behavioral, attendance, performance, all sorts of interesting employment-related areas for our associate base. The upside is that you do see quite a bit. The downside is most of what we see is negative and can be challenging and difficult, and oftentimes emotional for our associates. Frequently, the cases I handle do involve disciplinary action, and in some instances, terminations as well. Some of the cases I handle involve work with our computer forensics department and IT support staff. Most large corporations do have warnings when you log onto a system that system access can and will be monitored, and with an LER degree you can actually be one of those people that is the monitor. So most of our cases we do have access to those types of resources, and so a strong caution to students and anyone viewing this, I would encourage you to remain professional and think twice before you hit send.
What kind of posts would you say we should definitely avoid on Facebook or LinkedIn, or what are the things you see that you think they just should not be doing that?
Surprisingly, anything with racial or gender undertones, things that could get into the discrimination type of realm. Likewise, anything that would be categorized as libel or slander.
So you mean like, well, of course he got lost, he's a guy, would be not good. If you're putting an update to someone and you're saying, oh, well, of course he got lost, he's a guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that could be bad. Surprisingly, a lot of the things that go viral that are intended to be funny, that have some ethnic stereotypes to them, that wouldn't be in line with what we would expect from our diversity and inclusion perspective. So things making fun of the Irish or Italians, racial stereotypes. I know I did handle a case at one point where an email forward actually created a number of virus situations, but the subject line was hot ghetto messes. Not the best thing to be sending. Any reference to certain neighborhoods, I know as we deal with some cases in the South, we sometimes have inklings about the KKK, and that's never a good thing.
I would think not.
And then common sense too around the types of pictures you're forwarding. There are people that look at that type of thing, and that would be me and the folks on my team, and so we don't want to see nudity at all.
Neither do I. You said something very interesting about when you find out that an employee has stolen, what you can do. I want to hear this.
Yes. Another nice part of my job is that we do have a duty to protect the resources of both the company and our policyholders, and so from that perspective we'll monitor our company card use and the checks that our claims associates have as well. And an interesting thing that I learned in this role is that we actually do 1099 individuals for the amount that they have stolen, and so from that perspective it's sort of a double whammy. In many instances the associate that's committed the theft is actually facing charges, but beyond that then they do owe taxes on the amount that they've stolen.
gosh,
And
No.
Uncle Sam will not be kind about non-paid taxes.
Well, so there's a lot that people have to be really careful about now as employees and employers,
Yes.
just to protect themselves.
Common sense is key.
Well, thank you, Sarah, and thank you for driving all the way to Penn State to be interviewed in the basement of Keller.
Good to be here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.